Denji stretched out his hands, just about to grab Power's chest, but the next second, Power's chest padding fell off. It turned out that Power wasn't real, and she was actually a blood devil, leaving Denji with no sensation at all. After it was all over, Denji sat frozen in place, looking like a soulless corpse. Makima quickly noticed that something was wrong with him. When Makima learned about Denji's attempt to touch Power's chest, she grabbed his hand and told him, "Intimate things feel better the more you understand the other person." She then began to demonstrate. The first step was to carefully observe the other person's hands, noticing the length of their fingers. The second step was to gently touch their face and ears, feeling whether their temperature was warm or cold. Finally, the last step was to try lightly shaking their fingers. Denji became overly excited by the whole experience. In the end, Makima even placed his hand on her chest. Denji was so overwhelmed by the intense moment that he fell off his seat. He stared at his hand in disbelief, feeling like his heart was about to jump out of his chest. Then Makima leaned closer to Denji and made her request. She asked him to take down the Gun Devil. Makima described the Gun Devil's terrifying power, explaining that it had killed 1.2 million people in just 5 minutes. As an incentive, she promised Denji that if he could kill the Gun Devil, she would fulfill any wish of his. The Gun Devil's power and skills were so terrifying that it killed 1.2 million people in just 5 minutes. As a reward, Makima promised Denji that if he could kill the Gun Devil, she would grant him any wish he desired. Excited, Denji eagerly asked, "Even that is possible?" After Makima confirmed with a smile, Denji felt completely recharged with motivation. She then brought out a box containing pieces of the Gun Devil's flesh. Makima explained that any devil who eats these flesh pieces gains the Gun Devil's powers and becomes stronger. She added that as these flesh pieces grow larger, they instinctively try to return to the Gun Devil's main body. By collecting more of these pieces, they could eventually track down the Gun Devil itself. Soon, reports came in about a devil sighting at a hotel, possibly a devil that had consumed one of the Gun Devil's flesh pieces. Makima sent out Aki Hayakawa's team to eliminate it. Using the reaction from one of the flesh pieces at the scene, Aki confirmed that the target devil had indeed consumed a piece of the Gun Devil. At that moment, Denji complained, saying that after defeating the Bat Devil, he deserved some kind of reward before putting in more effort. Hearing this, Himeno stepped in and offered, "Whoever defeats this devil will get a kiss from me." Denji was thrilled at first, but then remembered his promise to Makima. He declared, "I've already decided who I'll give my first kiss to. Until I defeat the Gun Devil, I won't kiss anyone else." Denji was once again filled with excitement, itching to defeat the devil as soon as possible. Before long, the group sensed the devil's presence. As the door creaked open, a grotesque creature emerged. Its bizarre form included a head with 2 hands growing out of its sides. Incredibly, its head even had a hand and a foot growing from it. Without hesitation, the creature lunged at Kobeni. Luckily, Himeno acted swiftly and restrained the devil's movements. Immediately after, Power swung her blood sword and struck directly at the creature's head, killing it instantly. However, upon examining the body, the team couldn't find any pieces of the Gun Devil's flesh. It became clear that the more powerful devil hadn't shown up yet. To ensure better coordination among the group, Himeno revealed her special ability. She explained that she had made a contract with the Ghost Devil, sacrificing her right eye in exchange for the ability to use the Ghost Devil's right hand. After her explanation, the group prepared to head to the 9th floor to continue their search for the devil. However, Power decided to test Himeno's strength and ended up getting her neck grabbed by the Ghost Devil's hand. The move was unbeatable. Since the Ghost Devil had no physical body, Power couldn't even touch it. When the group reached the 9th floor, Arai noticed something was off. The puddle of paint that had been on the 8th floor now appeared on the 9th. However, when they checked the floor number, they realized they were still on the 8th floor. Refusing to believe it, Arai climbed the stairs again, only to find himself back on the 8th floor. At this point, the entire team understood that they were caught in a supernatural loop, a ghost trap. The revelation left Kobeni terrified, while Aki deduced that this was the devil's ability at play. The elevator was out of service. The ceiling above still led to the 8th floor, and the view through the windows revealed rooms identical to those on the 8th floor. No matter how hard they searched for an escape, they remained trapped. To make matters worse, the gun devil's flesh pieces could no longer detect the devil's presence. The situation became even more dire when they realized time on the 8th floor had stopped, leaving no hope for rescue. Faced with such a cunning devil, Denji and the others had no choice but to bide their time. Aki continued to search for a way out. Meanwhile, Himeno reminisced about her first meeting with Aki. Himeno had been Aki's partner and senior. She revealed that Aki was her 6th partner after the previous 5 had either died or quit. She didn't want Aki to meet the same fate so easily. Suddenly, Aki rushed back in a panic, announcing to the group that the devil power had just killed earlier was now alive again. Slowly, the devil started to manifest in the hallway, shocking everyone with its grotesque appearance. It resembled a lump of rotting flesh. The devil spoke, proposing a contract. If they wanted to leave this place safely, they had to let it devour Denji. Hearing this, Denji froze in disbelief, thinking, why me? Suddenly, Kobeni, panicked and clutching a kitchen knife, rushed forward, desperate to escape this haunted place. In his frantic state, he attempted to attack Denji. However, his assault was elegantly countered by Aki, who disarmed him with a swift kick. Himeno followed up with a powerful elbow strike, forcing Kobeni to the ground. Aki tried summoning the Fox Devil to deal with the enemy, only to realize that the floor was entirely cut off from the outside world, rendering the summon impossible. This time, Himeno stepped forward and launched an aggressive attack, but the devil grew even larger after each strike. They quickly realized that this was not the devil's true form, meaning their attacks were ineffective. It became clear that the only way to escape was to sacrifice Denji, but both Aki and Himeno firmly refused. Suddenly, the devil went berserk, charging directly at the group. The entire floor tilted at a 90-degree angle, causing chaos. When the tremors finally subsided, the devil resumed its threats, demanding Denji's heart. Faced with this dire situation, Kobeni and Arai desperately begged Aki to kill Denji, seeing no other way out of the dire situation. Aki, feeling cornered, considered using the cursed katana on his back, but Himeno immediately stopped him. Using that sword would allow them all to escape, but the cost would be a significant reduction in Aki's lifespan. Meanwhile, Arai managed to tightly restrain Denji, and Kobeni charged at him with a knife. However, Aki stepped in and blocked the attack, getting injured in the process. Bleeding and in pain, Aki declared to the group that he couldn't defeat the gun devil alone. Even if it meant shortening his life, he was determined to keep Denji alive because he needed Denji's power to succeed in the greater battle ahead. Inspired by Aki's resolve, Denji stood up, ready to fight. He noticed that the devil seemed terrified of him, likely because of his connection to Pochita. The devil, too scared to attack directly and clearly afraid of pain, provided Denji with an idea. He vowed to torment the devil until it begged for its own end. With a grin, Denji yanked the starter cord on his chest, revving up his chainsaws. Then, with a leap of determination, he hurled himself straight into battle.